Hello and welcome back to our Gin and Tonic Podcast with myself
and George.
And today we're going to talk about the effects of social media on today's generation. What do you think about that?
Well, social media is something used everywhere by anyone, really. It's a way of communicating, but I think it brings a variety of dangers with it as well.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong, and we're definitely going to get into that. But first, I'd like to talk about how we personally get into it. How do you use your social media?
Well, I use Snapchat, Facebook Messenger to communicate with friends, use Facebook occasionally. I'm not a heavy user of social media. I think too much of it can really damage you as a person. I think you can get carried away with other people and fake personas online.
Yeah, I mean, you can be a totally different person when you get on your phone and you're looking at your Snapchat. I mean, you micromanage almost every detail about your alter personality that you represent through your social media.
Yeah, I like to see social media, especially Instagram, Facebook, as a way of tracking memories rather than pointless.
I do think that that's what it was mainly made for, and keeping in touch with people you might have otherwise lost touch with. Like, say your friends went off to university. Before social media, you might never have spoken to them again. Now we can message them, ask them how they're doing from a million miles away.
It sort of annoys me now that you get people that just post constantly. You know, you've never met them before and you can know every detail about them.
Yeah, you can look on their Instagram and then you can look back to August 2015 when they went to Cafe Nero and had a nice coffee with their friends, you know?
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later when they're at dinner with their family, and then you know their family, and it's quite worrying, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this person you've never met, you can know exactly what they've been up to for as long as they've had that profile. This is slightly worrying. That's why I feel like it's lost its original intent to just be used as a way to track your memories and keep old photos and share it with people who want to know about it.
I can understand maybe a younger generation using it the way it's not meant to be used, you know what I mean? But as I've grown up, I've definitely grown out of a phase of posting constant garbage, and I'm more posting stuff that is meaningful.
Yeah, I mean, relevant. Everyone's had that phase though, at one point, when you just don't fully understand what you're looking at, and then you just end up throwing all your garbage in it too, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real, no one cares about your coffee.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
No one's picked up their phone and thought, oh, can't wait to see what this person's been up to today. Oh, that's a nice coffee.
It's a nice mocha. But you know, when you go in Cafe Nero, you're not going to get that. They've edited that. They've smoothed the wrinkles. They've whipped out the cream.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Photoshop almost plays a huge role in what social media is now. I mean, making things look bigger.
Fake. That's one of my biggest problems with it. False identity,
and that's what's brought about this term catfish. You know, you see this online front, and it's this beautiful person with all these amazing things that they've done, and it looks incredible. And then you meet them in person, and I mean, they could be some 80-year-old man fresh out of prison.
Yeah, I think that social media, I don't know about you, but social skills are very important in a modern day society. And I've seen a lot of people who are heavy consumers of social media can't hold their own in a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot that's quite important in not physical communication, but communication in person instead of through a text, which adds to this social development, which makes you more confident and outgoing in real life to help you with jobs. So it's I don't want to say ruins your future, but doesn't set you up as well as you should do, because you don't get that proper development because you're just used to only ever talking to people through a message, you know, through a picture on Snapchat. Anyway, on to a new topic. I wanted to talk about some more serious dangers of social media. I mean, social media has become sort of a platform because of the ability to create your own persona and show yourself so differently from in real life, some people have taken that so extremely that they are not that person, and it's illegal pretty much. So I think it's called phishing. Have you heard of it?
I've not heard of this one. You're going to have to educate me.
Yeah, well, basically it's where someone makes a new person of themselves online, and then they use it to influence and make an effect on someone online.
Oh, okay.
In order to get something from them. So that could range from nude photos.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Money, blackmail, all that kind of thing.
Deeper stuff as well. Yeah, I can imagine.
And then can even lead into meeting in person. And I mean, there have been some really, really bad things that have happened to people who've met
I can imagine. Yeah.
someone from online, and resulting in kidnapping and murder, even sexual offences.
Yeah.
And that's a huge risk you take when you speak to someone new online, because they could be someone with the desire to hurt you.
Yeah.
And to manipulate you and use you.
Well, I had one of my ex-football coaches, he set up a profile as a girl and asked for nudes off these boys, some of which I played football with. And he got arrested for that.
You have your own personal experience then?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't asked for any photos or anything, but I put that out there. I won't name names either.
Of course.
But he got arrested for, saying that he had these pictures of boys and trying to trick them into getting more photos of them.
Oh, right.
So it was quite a creepy story, because he came across like a lovely man, but some people just, they aren't what you expect them to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's not something you can see in someone. I mean, you can look at a person, you can see a lovely old lady or something, and you might think about her cats at home, but for all you know, she might go home, she might get on her laptop and start abusing people and using them, which is an honestly terrifying thought.
It is quite a scary reality, really.
But anyway, that's a very dark aspect, But I mean, there's
the likelihood is Doris from the local shop isn't going to be harmful at all.
Yeah, it's unlikely, and it's a part you don't want to see in other people. But there's always that danger, and I feel like people of today aren't as aware of this as they should be.
Yeah.
Which has resulted in all these difficult issues.
Have you ever had any experiences?
I don't think I have personally, but I have heard about similar things from other people. Say they're not meeting, but they know that they get a message from someone. They're like, oh, there's no way they actually look like that. That is not that person who's trying to get to me, because sometimes they're not so smart and they use a celebrity's photo or someone else that they know, and it's an obviously fake account.
I'll tell you what, I think Tinder's a very dangerous one. Very dangerous platform.
Oh yeah, I mean, all you get is a couple pictures and
a little paragraph of who they are.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you go to look for romance.
I mean, I know a lot of, I'd say, desperate friends that go on there. And we all know what happens. When you're desperate.
You go for anything, any kind of attention.
Yeah, and they're so desperate they'll do anything. Do you know what I mean? And that's when you're vulnerable on social media.
Wrong person's attention, and then suddenly you're a victim. It's just dangerous. Yeah. It's just dangerous. But anyway, let's move on from how other people. Let's talk about the effects someone might make on themselves from using social media.
Yeah, depression.
Yeah, mental health has a huge part to play in social media now, because people have become so obsessed over their online image that they're really protective over it. When they see another profile that they want to be as good as, it can really get to them.
Stimulate jealous emotions and...
Exactly. And let's say body image.
Yep.
They're looking at a picture of themselves, they think, oh, I'm a little chubby here. I'm not quite a fan of this photo, but maybe I can post it anyway. And then they go on, let's say they go on Instagram, and then first post that they see is a bikini model. They've got this great toned body, and they look amazing. Yeah. And then they look at the picture they're about to post, and they think, no, I'm not going to get the same praise that she will. I don't look as good. Yeah. They might, which is honestly quite dangerous to like mental health, because that's not going to just be a passing thought. That's going to be something that festers in their heads that they aren't going to let go straight away, and they might start obsessing over their body, and that's why you end up with different conditions like anorexia or just eating disorders in general, really.
Yeah, I was fascinated when I found out that 70% of female depression is caused by social media. It's an astonishing fact, really, considering, well, that just shows how massive social media is. And I was listening to a podcast with Joe Rogan. He was interviewing Elon Musk, and he was saying basically so many people are addicted to social media and their phones. They're almost cyborgs now. It's quite an interesting theory. I'm not saying that it's true, but it's an interesting take on it.
And if Elon Musk is saying it, then
it's definitely true. Yeah.
But yeah, he's not wrong. It's almost part of our humanity, and there was something about Wi-Fi being discussed as a human right, just as important as having a water source, which I think can be very good for the world. If it is that, because it can make people much more well connected, and it can help bring people to a newer age of modern technology. But then again, that's allowing more people onto this quite depressing and dangerous environment.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about depression as well. I've seen a girl suffer from it. There's one of these people on Instagram follows thousands of people that, of course, you don't know 1,000 people. Yeah. You don't know who you're adding. You're just adding randomers. And her being stalked, having this person post a series of abusive messages and negative messages on her, and it's had a really crippling effect on her.
Cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly terrible.
But I think they need to have responsibility. There needs to be responsibility. Look, I'm only going to add who I know. Do you know, maybe?
And very, very recently, I've found something coming up that's becoming more popular, is that there's a lot more private accounts. People are making a public one where they'll let anyone see it. They don't really care what's on there. And then a private account where they'll only let the really close friends and family see it, which makes me very happy to see, because at this point they can't really fix the amount of people that see what they did post.
I mean, other than deleting the account.
Yeah, other than doing that. I mean, when you have thousands of followers, it takes a lot more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing this private account and not letting everyone see every single minute detail, and only allowing the people you want to. But yeah, that's a very useful thing. Anyway, very quickly, we're just going to move on to our sponsor.
Who's it by?
The National Citizenship Service, NCS.
You've been part of it, haven't you?
Yeah, I took part of it a while ago.
Yeah, you spoke highly of it as well, didn't you?
Yes, I had a fantastic
time.
So it's
brilliant to be sponsored by them.
It's brilliant, yeah, dream come true. Anyway, here's their sponsor.
I think there's far, far more pressure on young people today than there has ever been.
They have so many choices which we didn't have as teenagers.
When I was younger, everybody knew everybody down the street.
Life is so much more complicated, I think. I couldn't believe the difference in her when she came back. It was amazing.
It was just a completely different person.
Jumping off cliffs.
Getting in a canoe, and she hates water.
Meeting new people from all over the country.
People who have very different backgrounds from his own as well.
It's given her the confidence to be more independent.
More sure of herself. She's just grown as a person.
He understands life a little bit better as well.
She was so enthusiastic, and she just wanted more of it.
NCS this, NCS that, and she's still going on about it now.
National Citizen Service. Some things in life you shouldn't miss out on.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that and found it very informative, and I highly recommend you give it a go. Give it a look, research into it. It's a great opportunity for young people.
Very good for social skills as well. Yeah. Building social skills.
Yeah, like as I said, you can have some bad social skills from social media, and I myself had that. I was very withdrawn away from other people, and I sort of became a hermit. Yeah. But after NCS, I found myself much more outgoing for a while, and
it's actually nice to be connected with society in a way.
Yeah, and you meet people from all over different areas and different characters that you might not have worked with before, and you're plunged into this team activities with them, and it's just a fantastic time.
Carrying on the sponsor.
But yeah. Sorry, that's just my own personal opinion.
No, it's good. It's good.
But yeah, now I wanted to talk about positives of social media. Yeah, because I mean, it has a wonderful side to it. Social media, it can be so useful and a fantastic place to be sometimes.
Yeah, we've already spoken about memories, keeping track of memories, keeping in contact with people. I mean, my dad always goes on about how he wished he could keep in contact with some of his old school friends and stuff like that. But yeah.
So something I saw very recently was the world record egg.
Yeah.
Which beat Kylie Jenner's record.
Good.
Of likes on Instagram.
It's a good thing.
With 52 million likes on Instagram so far. 52 million people. And still rising. Yeah, I mean, I think Kylie Jenner's been left in the dust now.
I think it's good that she's been replaced by an egg. If I'm honest, I think an egg is a better option than Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, and I think it says something so amazing about an online community that they can stop seeing like this woman who's become sort of a beauty icon, and thought, why not an egg?
Something used in everyday society, you know. It's a lovable thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it now and I'm seeing likes from people I know, and then all these strangers who just left this famous woman and decided to help out an egg.
Having a cracking time in doing so as well.
Nice one. Very sneaky putting in that pun. Nasty.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
That's right. I'll forgive it this time, but
good lord.
You keep the puns away from now on.
I was just joking. Cut that out.
Yeah, I'll cut that out.
You're gonna leave it in.
Yeah, we all know that. But yeah, and something else there, this world record egg has done, which I find so admirable and wonderful, that they decided to reveal the egg cracking and opening up into something. And they opened up into a website which showed many different organizations from around the world that help out with pressure that you might deal with from social media. So this huge icon that became a world record is now becoming an advocate for combating the effects of social media.
It's quite remarkable because I saw some articles when this egg first came to power, should we say. Many articles slated it, absolutely hated the fact that, you know, an egg had overtaken Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant to see that it's brilliant to see what they've done with it, really.
Yeah.
How they've used cracking under the pressure.
Yeah.
They've created this very positive effect on such a massive audience as well.
There's so much publicity, and it's good to see that they're using it for such a great cause for people all over. As you said, 70% of women in general suffer from depression because of the effects of social media. And I mean, if even half of those went to this and saw this site and then sought help through it, that'd be an amazing feat.
It's gonna help millions.
Yeah, it could help millions of people all over the world. Yeah. I mean, world record. I mean, what better way
than an egg? Yeah. Brilliant.
So brilliant. Simplicity could be so important and fantastic. But anyway, that was the podcast for this week.
That's the end.
Thank you very much for coming along and listening and that, but I'm sure it'll be a fantastic surprise.
Probably.
Thank you very much for listening in, and hope you enjoyed.
All right. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.